내일 부분 낭독하고 가도록 하겠습니다. 네. 자, 내일은 Day 50 드디어 50일차로 들어서 하고요. 책은 144, 145가 되겠습니다. 읽고 있는 책 Roald Dahl, Charlie Chocolate and the Factory 요거가 되겠습니다. 그럼 한번 읽어볼게요. And then Grandpa Joe looked down at Charlie, who was clinging to his legs, and he said, "Are you all right, Charlie?" Charlie shouted. "I love it. It's like being on a roller coaster." And through the glass walls of the elevator, it is rushed along. They caught sudden glimpses of strange and wonderful things going on in some of the other rooms. An enormous spout with brown sticky stuff oozing out of it onto the floor. A great craggy mountain made entirely of fudge with Oompa Loompas all roped around for safety, hacking huge hunks of fudge out of its sides. A machine with white powder spraying out of it like a snowstorm. A lake of hot caramel with steam coming off it. A village of Oompa Loompas with tiny houses and streets and hundreds of Oompa Loompa children no more than 4 inches high playing in the streets. And now the elevator began fluttering out again, but it seemed to be going faster than ever. And Charlie could hear the scream of the wind outside as it huddled forward, and it twisted, and it turned, and it went up, and it went down, and "I'm going to be sick," yelled Mrs. TV, turning green in the face. "Please don't be sick," said Mr. Wonka. "Try and stop me," says Mr. TV. "Then you'd better take this," said Mr. Wonka, and he swept his magnificent top hat off his head and held it out upside down in front of Mrs. TV's mouth. "Make this awful thing stop," ordered Mr. TV. "Can't do that," said Mr. Wonka. "It won't stop till we get there. I only hope no one's using the other elevator at this moment." "What other elevator?" screamed Mrs. TV. "The one that goes the opposite way on the same track at this one," said Mr. Wonka. "Holy mackerel!" cried Mr. TV. "You mean we might have a collision?" "I've always been lucky so far," said Mr. Wonka. "Now I'm going to be sick," yelled Mrs. TV. "No, no," said Mr. Wonka. "Not now. We're nearly there. Don't spoil my hat." The next moment there was a screaming of brakes, and the elevator began to slow down. Then it stopped altogether. "Some ride," said Mr. TV, wiping his great sweaty face with a handkerchief. "Never again," gasped Mrs. TV, and then the door of the elevator slid open and Mr. Wonka said, "Just a minute now. Listen to me. I want everybody to be very careful in this room. There's dangerous stuff around in here, and you must not tamper with it." 여기까지가 내일 읽을 내용입니다. 그럼 내일 또 다시 만나요.